He's on mute.
अंकित का मसला आ रहा है, कोई फ्रीज हो रहा है
I think he's on mute. He was on mute.
Call it lack of clarity in selection or dismal execution. The reality is the dream final between India Pakistan now looks a distant possibility. In this session, we'll speak about what went wrong for India and how fight. And to of the same website, Sajal Patra joining us. So yes, Shoaib, I'll start with you. Shoaib, I've never seen Rohit Sharma this animated. Was he panicking?
I think he's feeling the pressure, and captaining IPL teams for Mumbai, it's another matter, but captaining India side in international cricket, it's another ball game. So I can see him being pressurized. He's been out and about, he was shouting, he was a bit uncomfortable, but again, it's a learning process for him. और मुझे लगता है कि in times to come, he's going to get better. But the only thing that you have is you got only a month and a half to get the final right, final 11 right. That is the issue that you have. You have a problem of plenty, which is that you have too many people to play, but at the same time, you don't know who to play. That is a big question remain itself. But I'm sure India is a good enough side to deal with this problem, and they're going to play cut for role player for the World Cup and the series in between that is coming before the World Cup. I'm sure they're going to be able to manage it. और मुझे लगता है कि it's probably a good wake-up call for India. But India has been a good side and a big side. I'm sure they're going to overcome this problem very soon.
So, Shoaib, my next question to you would be, हमने ये देखा है कि एशिया कप में इंडिया ने जो चेंजेस किए हैं वो काफ़ी सारे चेंजेस किए हैं. ऋषभ पंत का भी पहले खिलाया है, उसके बाद दिनेश कार्तिक को भी खिलाया है. सो देयर आर टू मेनी चेंजेस. ऑब्वियसली उनका फाइनल 11 अभी सही नहीं है, बट इट इज ऑल्सो वेकअप कॉल. तो हाउ डू यू थिंक दैट दिस टूर्नामेंट हाउ डू द इफ यू हैव टू एडवाइस रोहित शर्मा राइट नाउ, आप क्या बोलेंगे कि वर्ल्ड कप के लिए आप कैसे प्रिपरेशन करना चाहिए उनको?
You see, you can't put everything on Rohit Sharma. It's the management at the same time. You see, they need to decide too, and they gotta be smart enough. When you're playing IPL, when you guys are playing IPL, everybody knows their role. Who is going to open? Who's going to bat? Who's going to be a finisher? Who's going to be a slugger? Who's going to be the all-rounder? How many people is going to bowl? How many overs that we need to save? Everything is planned. Why can't you plan in international games when they come to international? Indian side when they're playing into such a pressure game such as against India and against Pakistan and Sri Lanka. But again, you see, you gotta get your mindset right. I really think that India has the capacity, has the talent, and everything. It's all about need to manage it, and how India manages it. It's just it's about. It's really high time that they go back to the camps, go back to India and think about
audio
it.
network issue.
Okay. मेरा दूसरा सवाल अंकित का थोड़ा नेटवर्क इशू हो रहा है आई थिंक, बट मेरा फॉलोइंग अप विद दैट क्वेश्चन शोएब, आपको क्या लगता है कि कल के मैच में इंडिया का, पहली बात तो बहुत सारे फैंस ने भी ये सवाल पूछे हैं कि दीपक हुड्डा का रोल क्या था उस टीम में. अगर दीपक हुड्डा को आप खिला रहे हो टीम में, तो अगर वो बैटिंग नहीं कर रहा, बॉलिंग नहीं कर रहा है, तो फिर दिनेश कार्तिक को क्यों नहीं खिलाया आपने? और अक्षर पटेल को आपने लाइक फॉर लाइक रिप्लेसमेंट लिया है, तो आपको उसको आप बॉलिंग भी दे सकते हो और बैटिंग भी कर सकते हो, तो उसको क्यों नहीं खिलाया? आपको क्या लगता है फ्रॉम योर पर्सपेक्टिव?
You see, there is a lot of confusion in Indians camp. You know that, right? There's a lot of confusion and there's a lot of bad selection. There is a lot of trying too many things in 3 games. So I can, as a player, when I see there is too many things that are happening in other camp, I can see that they are panicking. They are not well settled side. You see, when we had a problem with the injury, we replaced with Aslan. We knew our final 11. So India being a very, very, organized team, I expect India to make a wise decision. I expect India to get a cut for role player for every job. So there is a confusion. I hope they overcome this confusion that they had. And then Deepak Hooda खिलाना है, नहीं खिलाना है, किस प्रकार खिलाना है, वो भी कोई पता नहीं है, किस तरह खिलाना है, that we don't know. क्यों कर रहे हैं? IPL में मैनेजमेंट बहुत अच्छी होती है, हर बंदा आप सबको पता होता है, यहाँ पे पता नहीं क्या हो जाता है. But the thing is, देखे senior players को भी they have to score runs. If they don't, look, there's going to be a huge problem after the World Cup. If India loses it or gets out in the second round or first round, I don't know what's going to happen. Then there's a lot of pressure on the senior players. They have to leave or make space for the youngsters, because you have a lot of people that who are actually ready to take over the job of the seniors.
Shoaib, now that you speak about Deepak Hooda, don't you think his selection is a little weird, because he was not even given a couple of overs in that match when Hardik Pandya was being hammered? So wasn't it better to play Dinesh Karthik instead of Deepak Hooda if you are not using him as a bowler?
Well, देखो यार, जब सारी चीजें गलत हो रही होती है ना, सब कुछ गलत ही हो रहा होता है. So I think there are lots happening in Indians camp. Nothing is going right towards Vivek. Be very honest with you. Asia Cup happened because of Indian made an effort to make it happen. At the end, we want to see India to qualify. But India is qualifying requires a lot more than just playing aggressive cricket. India needs to play a sensible cricket. Har banda aa raha hai, maar raha hai, is logging it away. But who's going to anchor the innings? I mean, if Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma bhi out hua hai, to wo aage chala ke chale ja rahe hain. This is not a sign. It is not a great sign by Virat Kohli. You see, you gotta hang in there. But Deepak Hooda again is a very confused selection. Bowling bhi nahi karani, batting bhi nahi karani. I don't know. You see, you have to know your final 11 and 15 people before the World Cup. If they does do that right, then they have a chance in the World Cup. Otherwise, confusion के साथ खेलते रहे in the World Cup too, then it's going to be a lot more trouble.
Following up on that, Shoaib, आपको क्या लगता है बाहर से? I know you are far away from the team management, लेकिन आपको क्या बाहर से क्या लगता है कि इस देयर विराट कोहली का कप्तानी गया इससे पहले, उसके बाद रोहित शर्मा को कैप्टन बनाया गया, we had a new coach, now we have a new coach right now. So आपको क्या लगता है टीम का माहौल आपको बाहर से क्या लग रहा है? Is there some kind of a rift going on in between senior players?
देखिए, I wouldn't call it a quantum, I wouldn't call it a rift, but जैसे विराट कोहली को उतारा गया, there was a two camps, you know that, कि विराट कोहली को उतारा, आधे लड़के इधर हो गए थे, विराट उधर हो गया था. MS Dhoni is the only one who was texting him. Nobody has texted him.
तो वही सब जब प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में बोलते हैं तो आपको क्या लगता है वो माहौल? क्योंकि ये विराट को इतना ओपन अप होते हुए हम लोगों ने कभी देखा नहीं है, तो अब कप्तानी छोड़ने के बाद वो काफी ओपन अप हो रहे, तो आपको क्या लगता है टीम का माहौल में कुछ गड़बड़ है?
नहीं, माहौल में गड़बड़ नहीं, इस सिलेक्शन में गड़बड़ है. ये जो अनरेस्ट होते हैं विद इन अ टीम और ड्रेसिंग रूम रहते ही रहते हैं. किसी को कप्तानी से हटाया जाए, किसी को रखा जाए, तो देन इज गोना बी अ ह्यूज प्रॉब्लम विद इन द माइंडसेट ऑफ द प्लेयर्स. लेकिन वंस यू गो आउट देयर, आई डोंट हैव एनी डाउट्स ऑन द इंडियन प्लेयर्स के वो अपना रिफ्ट रख के खेल रहे होंगे. दे आर ट्राइंग देयर बेस्ट, बट देयर बेस्ट इज नॉट बेस्ट इनफ. द बेस्ट इज नॉट गुड इनफ फॉर मी, बिकॉज दे आर नॉट प्लेइंग सेंसिबल क्रिकेट. सो मुझे ये लगता है कि मैनेजमेंट को शार्पन अप होना पड़ेगा, मैनेजमेंट को देखना पड़ेगा. राहुल द्रविड़, हैज ही प्लेड दिस गेम, और डज ही अंडरस्टैंड this game, or does he understand this format of the game? So the blame has to be put on Rahul Dravid at the same time Rohit Sharma. The team management क्या कर रही है, कोच क्या कर रहा है, टीम मैनेजमेंट क्या कर रही है, कि क्यों इतनी कंफ्यूज सिलेक्शन कर रहे हो, क्यों तुम्हें पता नहीं लग रहा. बट अगेन इज द ब्लेसिंग इन डिस्गाइज बिफोर द वर्ल्ड कप. आई थिंक कि आपको ये तो पता चल गया कि कहाँ क्या खराबी है. सो आई थिंक नाउ इंडिया इज इन अ मच बेटर प्लेस टू करेक्ट देयर मिस्टेक्स.
Right.
जी बिल्कुल.
Right. Shoaib, we have a fan question. Can we just quickly have that on the screen and then we'll take it forward? This is Vinita Kumar. Her question is: the entire country is missing MS Dhoni after the match for purely his wicket keeping skills. Do you think who do you think has been the best player behind the wicket? Is it Dhoni for you too? मतलब आपको क्या लगता है उस पैनिक, मतलब लग रहा था एवरीबॉडी वाज पैनिकिंग, द बॉल वाज गोइंग हियर देयर, कोई बॉल को पकड़ नहीं रहा था. आपको क्या लगता है सिमिलर सिचुएशन में इंडिया एशिया का, पर धोनी ने डायरेक्ट हिट मार दिया था, क्या आपको लग रहा है धोनी का कमी खला?
नहीं, ऑब्वियसली यार कमी तो हो गई. ऑब्वियसली जब वसीम अकरम नहीं खेलेगा, वकाई यूनुस या राशिद लतीफ या धोनी या कोई भी बड़ा प्लेयर नहीं खेलेगा, आप जो मैच हार रहे हो ना, यू डोंट हैव द एबिलिटी टू टेक विकेट्स. आपने विकेट ली अगेंस्ट पाकिस्तान, यू वन द गेम, बट द ओनली प्रॉब्लम इज यू डोंट हैव द बुमराह, यू डोंट हैव शामी, यू डोंट हैव नटराजन. वेयर इज नटराजन? आई कांट सी हिम. Harshdeep is looking very good. If he gets his muscles right, he pumped his body up a little bit. He can create more pace. So you have to have a pace battery that you can counter. Shami should have been there, but he is not there. So I think
So
the ability to take wickets, उसकी वजह से टीम सारी ना पैनिक कर जाती है. You're not taking wickets. When you're taking wickets against Pakistan, you look like a team. But at the same time, in the second match, this match against Pakistan and Sri Lanka, you looked like a very panicked team because you're not taking wickets, but you don't have the wicket-taking fast bowlers. So I would say is that you get your bowling unit right, and then Rohit Sharma needs to calm down a bit. He needs to speak up with the people in terms of यार कौन सी टीम खेलनी चाहिए, कौन सी नहीं खेलनी चाहिए. Rahul Dravid and Rohit Sharma and the teammates needs to put their head together. यार, what is the right combination? But again, India needs to play a very sensible cricket. But the way they played, मैंने पहले मैच में भी कहा था, India is not playing a sensible cricket. Then I start getting, the bad reviews about my entire criticism that I did on India, because India is not playing sensible cricket. You know that. You've seen
right,
that, right? India should have scored about 200 runs against Pakistan. India should have scored more than 180 runs against Sri Lanka. You know that. So India did not play a sensible cricket.
शोएब, एक सवाल बहुत लोगों के पास है ये कि ऋषभ पंत का T20 रिकॉर्ड जो है वो उतना बढ़िया है नहीं. एंड व्हेन यू हैव दिनेश कार्तिक एज वेल इन द टीम, जिनका आईपीएल बहुत बढ़िया गया था और ऑफ लेट वो अच्छे फॉर्म में भी है. एंड देन यू हैव केएल राहुल एज वेल, जो भी विकेट कीपिंग कर सकते हैं. तो आपको क्या लगता है, जब आप टीम बनाओगे तो ये तीनों के आप रखोगे, या यू विल पुट दिनेश कार्तिक अहेड ऑफ ऋषभ पंत इन टर्म्स ऑफ गेटिंग योर बेस्ट प्लेयर इन?
देखिए, ऑप्शन ऑफ प्लेंटी आपके पास तो है. अब इस प्रॉब्लम ऑफ प्लेंटीज को हल कैसे करना है यार, वो तो मैं अक्रॉस द बॉर्डर तो नहीं बता सकता. लेकिन ये है कि आप केएल राहुल को एज अ विकेट कीपर बैट्समैन खिला सकते हैं. बट केएल राहुल का भी काम ये है कि वो इनिंग्स को बिल्ड करे और एक जगह बना के दे एक एक्स्ट्रा बैट्समैन की. So I really think that everybody has a responsibility, including KL Rahul, Rohit Sharma, विराट कोहली, सूर्य कुमार यादव को भी लंबा खेलना पड़ेगा. अय्यर है, ईशान किशन है, शुभमन गिल है. यार टीम तो आपके पास बहुत बड़ी है.
तो पंत और कार्तिक, आप किसके ऊपर भरोसा?
यार देखिए, आप that's management needs to decide what is your future plan, what is your future investment. So you want to go with Dinesh Karthik, please go for it. But stick with him. You can't drop him. Playing a one game, I would all for Rishabh Pant right from the word go. But अगर आपने Dinesh Karthik खिलाया तो फिर उसको खिलाते आप. But again, the very, very bad selection and confusing selection, and India have dearly paid for this.
Shoaib, we have a fan question, but before we take that, Shoaib, I would just like to ask you, yesterday we saw Arshdeep Singh bowling phenomenally well in the final over.
No, Arshdeep looked good. अब वो थोड़ा सा अपना
वसीम
मसल
जैसा
मैच
है
को
थोड़ा
बढ़ाएं.
बहुत.
यार स्टार्ट कंपेयरिंग विद वसीम अकरम बॉस.
कंपेयर नहीं, आपने तो वसीम को भी करीब से देखा है ना शोएब, तो इसीलिए आप एकदम सही इंसान है इस सवाल का जवाब देने के लिए.
नहीं, you need to born again to become a Wasim
Come
Akram
on,
boss.
come on. 1992 वर्ल्ड कप
नहीं,
जब इमरान
वो-
जाके वसीम को बोल रहा था यॉर्कर डालो, रिवर्स स्विंग.
अंकित, जो शोएब का रिस्पांस इज एब्सोल्युटली परफेक्ट. वसीम अकरम इज ऑफ अ डिफरेंट लीग ऑल टुगेदर. वो आप वसीम अकरम के साथ किसी के साथ भी आप कंपेयर नहीं कर सकते.
नहीं कर सकते.
नहीं, बट शेड्स, मैंने इसीलिए कहा शेड्स.
No, what I can see is if he get his muscle mass right, he's very lean. He needs to get his bit of a muscles on the thighs so he can get a run-up pace. He needs to get his bit of a bulk on his shoulder. Look at my arm still now. It's big enough, bigger than. So he needs to get get the muscles right, so he can generate about more than 145 plus Ks. So he can be very dangerous. He's a very, very exciting talent. I really think that I wish him best of luck. He needs to change his attitude, being a good boy, to a very aggressive fast bowler. I think he has a good future.
Now let's quickly have the fan question. This is Himanshu Shekhar. His question is, do you think both Pakistan and India have the finisher who would be deciding factor in a crucial match? Do you think both the teams have a solid finisher who could, change games in the final death overs?
भाई फिनिशर हैं, बिल्ड कौन करेगा इनिंग्स? बिल्ड ही नहीं कर रहे ना आपकी तरफ से, इनिंग्स कौन बिल्ड कर रहा है आपकी तरफ से? पहले 10 ओवर अच्छे खेलते हो, अगले 10 ओवर कैपिटलाइज नहीं करते। रोहित शर्मा ने 6 में 60 बन गया, केएल राहुल ने 6 60 कर लिया। अब आप लिंगर ऑन करो ना यार, आप 10 ओवर तक खेलो ना। Why are you giving chance to Pakistan to come back in the match? You did that and you paid for it. और फिर आपने 10 ओवरों में कोई इतने रन नहीं बनाए, but you know anchoring the innings is most important, like Rizwan, and then finish it that you have it. Both team have it, and India, I would say that India has a much better finisher, but again they didn't. Application wasn't there. Pakistan has applied, even losing the game. Pakistan has applied and vouching for now winning the Asia Cup now.
सो शोहेब, इंडिया का एक सवाल और भी आया है फैन क्वेश्चन का, वो है कि टॉप 3 है हमारा, केएल राहुल, रोहित शर्मा एंड देन विराट कोहली। सो केएल राहुल एंड विराट कोहली आर सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ प्लेयर्स इन टर्म्स ऑफ कि वो शायद आपको स्लैम बैंक क्रिकेट नहीं खेलते आके, मतलब 10-5 गेमों में 20-25 रन ऐसे बना के। तो दोनों ही सिमिलर टाइप के प्लेयर्स है जो टाइम लेके फिर इनिंग्स बिल्ड करके खेलते हैं। तो आपको क्या लगता है, विल यू प्ले सूर्या कुमार यादव अहेड ऑफ कोहली इन द बैटिंग ऑर्डर, और आप जो बैटिंग ऑर्डर इंडिया का है राहुल, रोहित और विराट कोहली टॉप 3 में, आप will stick with that for the World Cup as well?
I really think that, you know, Virat and KL Rahul should anchor the innings, both of them. You have Surya Kumar Yadav who can hit the ball. You have Rishabh Pant, you have Hardik Pandya, you have Deepak Huda, and you have Rohit Sharma who can play faster than both of them. But the only thing is that somebody has to anchor the innings. Either KL Rahul goes down deep in the innings, you know, to score runs and to give a stability to the one end. But again, having said that, after the World Cup, it's going to be difficult for KL Rahul if he doesn't perform, or Virat Kohli. I could see that, you know, Virat Kohli, probably it's my analysis. I'm not saying for the fact. I don't think that Virat Kohli will be continuing after T20 World Cup, because he might be able to take the retirement. He might, because if I was him, I would have focused. मैं T20 से क्या निकालना, और as a Virat Kohli मैं T20 से क्या निकालना? Last World Cup, thank you very much. I'll focus on last 30 century that I have to score. I need to play 50 overs game and the test matches. So if I was him, I would have looked at the larger picture. I would have scored another 100 hundreds. So it's going to be difficult after the World Cup. If you lose in the World Cup, there's going to be a lot of chopping off when it comes to making a new team.
That's right.
Like always, Shoaib, it was great chatting with you, getting your insights on what happened and what India can actually do to, you know, help the team get better ahead of the World Cup. Stay tuned to India.com and Cricket Country for all the latest. Thank you, Sajal, for joining us in this session. Stay tuned to India.com and Cricket Country for all the latest across sports. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ankit.